All right, guys, here is a test unit for a 504 CTC machine. This is the first version of it. There was a later version that used switches for all of the indication steps and lamps for all of the control steps from the office. They stopped using that because not all railroads would use approach being step 9. And not all railroads would use the power indication for step 10. And in fact, Erie likes to be different, and they went opposite of the USNS standard, and they made their signals and switch indications and controls opposite. Now every railroad had their own standards, and Union obviously had its own standards, but it is what it is. So what I have here though, this side would mimic the office, which is the CTC machine, but since I have one, I really don't need it, and it's not wired in. You would have an office LCS, an office P4, an impulse transformer over here, but we don't have one, since we have the CTC machine that does all that for us. What we do use and what is wired up is this section right here, which mimics the field, which allows me to not worry about having all these LCSs, all these relays connected. So it's very, very helpful to be able to verify our station assignment sheet here. Since this is 1961, a lot of things changed over the years, and I don't have any other documents to verify all this. But so what we can do is we see that here's again the addresses, and they were 3 digits, and you can see you have an LCS with the lower digit, and then you have a PUP behind it with the next digit. Here we have one that's got 3, so you can see 57, 56, and 58. Now you can notice these are out of order, and they did that based on the priority in which they wanted indications to come in or controls to go out. But you can see this one doesn't send any controls to the field. So an example here, we are address 467. We're on the LCS. We can look at 467 here, and we can see that the office is sending out a switch heater on control step 9, sending out the switch normal and switch reverse on 11 and 13, and the signal left and signal right on 14 and 12, and then our call on step 15. We can see we send it traffic, we send it the OS, and then we send signal and switch indications here from the field. So if we go here, we look, 29 is actually 11, which lines up to OS, and it's currently set to clear, sorry. We're going to set that to occupied. We're going to come over here to 29, and we see 29 lights up. Now, since none of the other ones are set, we are not getting any indications here. So what we'll do though, is we can send controls from here and see them on the lights on the test panel to make sure they're coming in right. So we're going to leave this at normal. We're going to switch this to right. And you know what? Let's go ahead and turn on the switch heater. So if we press the start button and we come over here, we see that it sent us 11, sent us 14. 11 was switch normal, 14 was R30. Now, I didn't catch it quick enough, and it only flashes for a second, but step 9 should have lit up. And let's try that again, because that step 9 is the control telling you to turn on the switch heater. So we press that, we're gonna come over here, and indeed step 9 lit up. So this is how we test the field without actually having all the equipment. You have one LCS, and you have just this panel here to mimic all the fields. So we can come back in here and we can say, you know, let's 30p, okay, that's power off. So let's change this to an 8, and that is 11. So if we clear it, and if we set it back, we should get a power off indication, which again, so you can see here, the Union standard had it on 10, Erie's using 11. Do that. Power off light lit up, and the bell rang. So, pretty cool stuff. Someday I'll get the office side wired in, but there's quite a bit to it. And you have to have, like I said, an office unit and whatnot. So there's part of the troubleshooting.